I know casting directors hate it when they audition an actor and they turn up looking different than the way that they looked in their headshot or in the audition or whatever. And for the first time, if I get this role, that is actually going to be me, because we're getting braids tomorrow. When I have an audition, I will read the email, check the deadline, see when is the least anxiety inducing time that I can film it to send it off, check everything, read the email like 3 times, and then I always reread it just before I film it too, because I'm like, you never know. Sometimes I see things that I missed. Sometimes I will see things that I missed. And then I have to go to my favourite white wall spot in my room. My friend the other day said that this is the perfect spot for a television, and I don't think they're wrong, but also I kept it white for this purpose. Remember the other day when I was like, hey, I'm doing an audition, and if I get a recall for this audition, then I will have my hair braided by then. What if that would happen? Ha! So I definitely started with a small dose of panic. It is the worst thing for casting directors if you arrive and you look different, because they're casting partly your appearance. I remember doing this audition for the BBC. So the casting assistant came out to pick up an actor and take them to the room, and then looked at the person and was like, oh, you cut your hair? And they were like, yeah, I cut my hair, blah, 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 blah. And the casting assistant was like, so this doesn't usually happen to me, because if I change my appearance, I have to update my headshots. And so I keep my appearance for at least a year. This time I made a silly mistake, and I tried to book in with the regular headshot people that I usually go to. And of course, because they're so popular, they're booked up for the whole month. So now I'm like scrambling with my flatmate and my iPhone, and we're going to take some pictures of me on the weekend. My audition is for a commercial, because realistically, if I was auditioning for a television role or a film role and I changed my appearance, I would have told them beforehand to be like, hey, if you still want to see me, cool, but I look like this now. However, I literally am going to turn up tomorrow and hope that they're not mad at me, because I'm going to wear the exact same clothes that I auditioned in so that I still have the same vibe of the character. And I was auditioning for a secondary role, and I don't know if people know already, but when you work on an ad, there are OCPs, which means on-camera principals, which is like the main cast. That would be the same for television and film. And then there are secondary roles with advertisements, on-camera principals, secondary roles, and then featured artists and supported artists. And I auditioned for a secondary role, and they've got back to me, not only with a recall, but they've penciled me in for this role. Oh my God. If I've screwed this over for myself, I'm gonna cry about it, like I will. They penciled me in for the role, and they also asked me to audition tomorrow for the on-camera principal. I really just have to hope it goes well. I really hope they're not mad. Okay, leaving. And it went very well. That was the friendliest casting director in the world. She was really lovely, and she clocked me straight away. I said hi, and she was like, where are you from? I was like, the West Midlands. How did you know that? I just said hi. I thought I was cosplaying as a Londoner, like really well, but I guess not. They didn't say anything about the braids. No one told me off. Hopefully they weren't thinking it, but I didn't get that energy. It was just, yeah, it was really fun, and I was partnered up with someone, and so we had to like watch each other's single auditions and then audition together about 3 times. You go in there, usually when I'm heading to an audition, I don't know which direction I'm walking. I'm just gonna, okay. Usually when I go into an audition, I'll get there 10 to 15 minutes early, because you usually have to sign a sheet which has all of your details. So you go there, you sign in, you sign the sheet, and then they call you in when they're ready. They'll get you to do your slate, which is like, hi, my name is Luanda, my agent is this. And then they get you to do the scene. Sometimes they get you to do it more than once. They didn't ask me to do any second takes, friends. Did you hear what I said? They didn't ask me to do any second takes. So I better book one of these roles, please. I've been stressing so much that I forgot to celebrate. So let me go take myself out for lunch, even though I really should do the responsible thing, or the cost-effective thing, which would be to go home and make my own food. I'm not going to do that because I just don't want to, okay? Also, it does stress me out a little bit when I get recalls on work days, and I had an 8-hour shift, which thankfully I was able to get covered so that I could go to this audition. But yeah, really good companies that you audition for will pay you for a recall, partly because they know that you'll be missing work, and partly because you are working for them, you know, when you come and audition. Like, it is work. It is work. I'm working. No? Pay me. I'm really acting like I've got this role. All I've had is a good audition, but I think that's something to celebrate.